Welcome back to the Becoming Table Talk. This is the space where we talk honestly about leadership, identity, and what it takes to show up with clarity, confidence, and connection, even when your work feels invisible.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean, recreation therapist, who believes deeply in helping women build internal strength and emotional steadiness, so that they can lead without carrying everything, and I mean everything, and alone.
Hi, everyone. I'm Latrice. I'm an executive assistant, and I help leaders make sense of structure, boundaries, and the pace of work so that success does not come at the cost of peace.
Ooh, hey y'all. I'm Crystal,
Hey.
an occupational therapist and creative strategist. I love helping women make intentional moves in their careers so that their work reflects who they are and where they're heading.
And I'm Dr. Larissa, therapist, leadership coach, and co-founder of Sisters in Healing. And we created this space for BIPOC women in the helping professions who are ready to lead boldly, have their work recognized, and build something that will last beyond just your job title. So let's get into today's conversation because this is an important one. So there's a problem with being overlooked, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about something many women experience, but we rarely say it out loud. Like you're doing leadership level work. You're solving problems others don't even see. You're the person people truly rely on when something goes wrong. And yet
Yeah.
your name does not come up when promotions are discussed. That's not what we want. Your workload is growing, but your title never changes. Your contributions are essential,
Yes.
but yet invisible. So today we're just going to talk about building visibility with intention. Okay?
Yes.
Here's what we're going to cover. How to make invisible work visible, how to build relationships that support your advancement, how to clarify and strengthen your leadership brand, how to ask directly for what you deserve. Because guess what? You're doing the work already.
Already.
But are they seeing it? So let's make your contributions be undeniable by making the invisible work be visible, right? Many of us were taught that hard work eventually will speak for itself. I'm not about that hard work life. I'm about that smart work life, okay?
Yes.
And in most systems, it just doesn't show up. So it speaks clearly only when you give it language.
Yes.
Sean,
Mm-hmm.
my girl,
Yes.
how do
Yes.
you see this show up in the women that you work with?
Well, straight out the gate, I see women carrying far more responsibility than they are ever acknowledged for, right? Like they're carrying the world on their shoulders every day. And they describe their work as, we like these words, I'm helping instead of leading, um, as just staying late instead of keeping the system running, right? I'm staying late, not acknowledging the fact I'm staying late so that everything can come together,
Right.
you know, and as supporting others instead of making things work. We're infamous for that, always supporting everybody else. When I work with women, which I truly enjoy, I shift the focus from what they do to what changes because of what they do. Let me say that one more time. I shift their focus from what they do to what changes because of what they do. Okay, catch that because it's a little tricky.
I called it.
That's impact, right? And once you begin naming impact instead of task, oh boy, your work stops sounding invisible.
Yeah. And from a career standpoint, you want to be able to show what your influence is and how it's measurable, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So that may look like saying, I improved this process by blah, blah, blah. I prevented this problem by, or you can even say, I created this outcome. Or, I love this one. I strengthened this area of the team by, think about that. Numbers help, Patterns help. Results help. When you state the things that you've done, your value becomes harder to ignore and is clearly articulated.
Absolutely.
And you need simple ways to track it. So
Hmm.
not just in your head.
Right.
Crystal loves receipts. So put
Mhm.
it down. Put it down so when it becomes evaluation time,
Mm.
and I'm telling you, BIPOC people, they're not going to highlight it for you. You're going to have to highlight it for them. Keep a running document of what problems you solved, who you've supported, what you've improved, and what would not have moved forward or proceeded without you.
Mhm.
When it's time for evaluations and advanced conversations, you're not trying to remember it. You have a running document, dates and times.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So this
Receipts
is
and
the time
Post-it
when
notes.
everybody looked at you. I'm
Hmm.
Your
sorry. I'm sorry,
receipts
Crystal.
and
Go
your
ahead.
Post-it notes. That's what I said.
Put it. Put it on a post-it note at first. Yes, but you make sure you keep a running tab.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Keep
Yeah.
for
a
sure.
running tab.
I have a list that I write down. Like when I do something else, I just write it down.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
And and
Is it
and you know what? It's sad to say, we're in a society where we gotta keep score. We gotta keep
Mhm.
score.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
yeah. But that's for your benefit, right?
Hmm.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's for you to be able to have the data. Who
Right.
works in a data-driven environment?
We
I
all
do.
do.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody works
Hmm.
you need data. So this
Yeah.
is you
Do.
collecting your own data.
Yes.
It's the invisible work becomes visible the moment you stop minimizing it
Ooh.
and you have data.
That's it, indeedy.
You're not just doing your job, you're actually shaping systems. Like,
Yes.
see yourself and think of yourself as that is actually what I'm doing. I'm not just checking off the check sheets on the job description, but I'm
Hmm.
shaping systems. I'm
Hmm.
strengthening teams. I'm
Hmm.
carrying responsibility. Like using certain language to really speak to what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
The visibility does not happen in isolation. No matter
It
how
doesn't.
brilliant you are, no one's going to promote someone they don't fully see.
Ooh. I felt that one.
Mm. So let's talk about building relationships that lead to advancement.
Yes.
So for me, one of the first things I help my clients identify is who actually influences the decisions. Not just who feels safe, not just who's kind, because that's great. However, who has the authority?
Yeah.
Who speaks in those leadership meetings? Who makes things move? So once you know that, you become intentional about being visible to other people. Now, that might mean sharing an update about your work, asking for feedback, and then taking that feedback and making those, the feedback got to be good now, making the correct
Right.
adjustments. And then you can volunteer for the right projects. Don't just pick any project because you were asked. Pick the right project. And then make sure that you see people are seeing you lead, right?
Right. Absolutely, Crystal. And sometimes this part can feel very uncomfortable. Because many of us were taught not to what? Put ourselves forward, right? Just do your job, keep your head down, and they'll see you. That is so far from the truth. But visibility is not ego, right? It's communication. It's opening up the doors to people, for people so they can see your creativity, right? To see that you exist, that you are a contributor to whatever is happening in that moment. So you're giving people the information they need to understand your contribution with accuracy.
Because it's valuable.
Yes, indeed.
Is
Yes,
valuable.
indeed.
And there's a difference between mentors and advocates.
Hmm.
So I recommend everybody have a mentor. Um, you don't have to tell your mentor your entire personal life. This is a work professional mentor. Okay. And they should know that. And then you have an advocate, someone that says, the perfect person, they'll be in another meeting, but the perfect person for this task that we're trying to share here is Sean. She's a perfect person for this. Sean's not even in the room. Now, she might not appreciate somebody spoke up for her to do another project. However, her name is in the room. Her name is spoken in the room by the advocate. So you need both. You need both. Start noticing who already sees your work. You start there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
who respects how you move.
Yeah.
Okay. And then who shows up differently when you're in the conversation. Those are beginnings of advocacy.
Yes.
Yeah. Truthfully, that's what you want, though. You want people
Yeah.
who can be able to speak your name when you're
Right.
not present,
Right.
Yes.
In a
right?
positive way.
Yeah,
Right.
and that goes, like, then that goes long.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That goes
Mm-hmm.
long, right? It
Yeah.
gives That's where opportunities come from,
Yes.
is because others are thinking of you and they're aware of your brand
Mm-hmm.
and be able to they're connecting it, not just you trying to connect it. But here's another thing to think about. Managing up matters.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes, it can be viewed in a negative light, like, why am I having to, but you're
It's not
thinking
about that.
about it's for yourself, right? It's you're trying to move forward. And if this is the way that it's going to get you there and it's going to make your work easier, and it's gonna place you where you need to be seen so you can be visible. You're not rescuing your supervisor, but you're giving clarity of, here's what I'm working on. Here's what I've completed. Here's what I see as the next step. So that's the way you communicate as a leader,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you're known for. What are you known for? Because leadership recognition doesn't just come from doing everything, but it comes from being associated with something specific. So, like,
Yes.
I can't remember who said it, but it's not just signing up for anything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's signing up for the right thing
Right.
that you want to be attached to, that fits your brand.
Because
Absolutely.
you're creating your leadership brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I always have my clients ask themselves, when my name comes up at work, what do I want people to associate it with? Now, is it calm in crisis? Is it consistency, the systems, the people, the leadership? What's your strategy? What's your vision? That's your leadership brand. All of
Yeah.
those things that I stated. And you build it by speaking consistently from the place of your expertise.
Absolutely. And your body usually knows your lane before your resume does.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to ask yourself, where do you feel grounded? Where do you feel emotionally and mentally balanced and at peace? Where are you most confident? Where does your intuition show up most clearly? And is that your leadership expression? You got to ask yourself those questions.
Trust your gut.
Yes, and you want to reinforce your brand in small ways. Okay, so my brand is customer service driven. Okay, I'm all about that, and I expect that. But I have to produce that, and I do it without even thinking about it. Okay, so you reinforce your brand in small ways. So you want to get in the habit of doing that, so you're not even thinking about it. How you speak in meetings, how you follow up, what you take responsibility for, which is important. You know, if you've not done something even to your standard, be own it. Hey guys, this didn't go well. I am going to try a different route. Um, where you lend your voice is important too.
Mm-hmm.
Lend your voice to things that you are willing to stand behind and that you're alignment with in your purpose. If you don't, then you won't give it your all, and it will not. As if you're the leader of it, it won't end well. Um, Over time, people begin to associate you with the results of the outcome. So
Mhm.
they'll say, "Okay, Latrice had a hand in it. I can see it all over. Customer service was impeccable, pristine. That's
Yeah.
how I do things.
I love it.
Customer service."
Yeah.
But it's important to have that signature move.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
Your leader
I know customer service now.
Yes, ma'am, you do. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, your leadership brand is your professional signature.
Right.
All right. So that's what remains with, when you're not in the room. Like, so,
Mhm.
like Patrice said, she's customer service.
Yeah.
So when others are going in the rooms, that's what they're going to be. Their customer service is what we need.
Mhm.
Who
Mhm.
goes with that? The
Right.
connection is Latrice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So now we want to just talk about the thing that most people will avoid. Guess what that is?
Mm.
Actually asking.
Mm.
Yeah.
Asking for advancement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 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 for
Asking
Makes
for
sure.
sense.
clarity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Asking for recognition.
Yeah.
Whew. Sean, what happens emotionally when people get here?
Well, the first thing is fear, okay? You're in that state of fears like, do I really want to do this? And then it's self-doubt. Can I do it? Will I be successful? And then it's the urge to retreat. that fight, flight, and freeze mode, right? So we slow the body down first. That's the first thing that I recommend. Slow it down, take a breath, center, and then we lead with facts, never with emotions, right? You want to be more proactive and less reactive. I've been performing at this level. Here are the outcomes I've produced. Here is why my role has expanded. These are the points that you're leaning on, and that changes the conversation.
Yeah, because you can build a case within that business, right?
How about that?
So you want to talk about your responsibilities, your results, your impact on that organization, and you
Mhm.
want to present your growth clearly, but yet professionally.
Right. Bring out that spreadsheet that you had earlier. Bring that paper out, and before you have the conversation, after you come, do all the things that Sean said. This is what you part two, what Crystal said. Bring out your spreadsheet, show your receipts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hear not yet, which will probably be the first line of defense. Okay. So
Mhm.
every leader has their first line of defense because they know that this person's, they have to have an answer, right?
Right.
So you ask, this is what I like to do. I like to ask my mentor, who I'm selected as a mentor, what does ready look like? If I'm not ready yet, this is the response I got. What does ready look like? What specifically do I need to change and or improve on and or demonstrate and or be visible to? Ask all of those questions.
Yes.
Do not approach this, ladies, hear me well. Do not approach this as what am I doing wrong?
Right.
Because you're not doing anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You need to improve on X, Y, and Z. You start where you are and then improve from that. Okay. And then what timeline makes sense? Do I go back? Do I go back next week? Don't go back next week. You give yourself 3 to 6 months, Crystal. You give yourself 3 to 6. Don't be a nuisance at asking because that's not going to help the matter. You might get a 10% raise. I mean, a 10-cent raise, but you're looking for, you're looking for a substantial amount. You know what I'm saying?
Promotion. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want them to just give you something just because you are ignoring them. Not ignoring them. They're trying to get you off the plate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So vague feedback benefits no one. Okay. So you wanna be clear, and then you wanna go back and say, okay, 3 to 6 months. I went back and this is what I've changed and
Mhm.
show it.
Mhm.
Show it. Okay. That's all I have to say.
Mhm.
Well, thank you. What you had to say is
Yeah.
very powerful.
It
Yes,
was.
it is. Yes, it is.
You're allowed to ask directly.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to request for clarity, and you're
Absolutely.
allowed to decide whether a system that keeps delaying you is truly aligned with who you're trying to become.
Yes.
Because if the system continues to delay, your promotion may be elsewhere,
Exactly.
Hello.
right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And
So
that is okay.
let's pull this all together. Document what you carry,
Mhm.
build relationships that support your rise,
Yes.
clarify what you want to be known for, advocate for yourself from truth, not desperation. Is that everything?
Yes, ma'am, because visibility can be vulnerable, and nobody likes to be vulnerable,
Mhm.
and I'm number 1 in that category. But staying unseen costs more in the long run.
And you got to
So
real.
so
Go
it's
ahead.
okay. Be seen. It's okay to be seen. Take your place.
Because I see you, Sean. I see you, girl. but, but you're not starting from scratch. You're already doing the work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. That's right. Um, you're just making sure that it's seen. You want you at you. If you are going to do this, guys, you're already leaders in your role, so you might as well get paid for it.
Absolutely.
Seriously, you want to get compensated.
Absolutely.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What are we
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah.
Right.
Make it make sense.
So
Right.
look, we want to thank you as always for pulling up a seat to this here Becoming Table Talk. Because as Tree said, you're already doing the work.
You're already
So
doing the work.
let's make your leadership unmistakable. Your
Hello.
seat is saved at the table,
Yeah.
and we will see you next time.
We're becoming together.
Yeah.
We're coming together.